the one who had these people put in our lives. And on the form it says, we're doing this for a good reason. They need guidance in life. Okay? When I met my husband, I got to know his friends. When he met me, he got to know my friends. Those people we love a lot. They're nice, they're kind, they're dependable, they're reliable, they're considerate, they're thoughtful, they're caring, and most of all, they're very concerned and they want to see us happy. Now, the people that we met after Dale P. Reisner are sneaky, conniving, abusive, invasive, make you feel completely uncomfortable, make you feel as though, hey, I've got to watch everything I say around these people because they'll take it out of content. Let me tell you something about CPS. They're very despicable, and they're ruthless, and they're psychopaths. The only thing they do is like to ignore everything that is positive about everything, and they just want to take a little bit of the truth and mix it in with a lot of lies. They can say anything they want, and they don't make any corrections as they go along. Even if you can prove that you're telling the truth numerous amount of times in many different ways, they have a tendency to completely ignore it and not acknowledge it at all. And I have been forced to be around people that I would have absolutely nothing to do with if I had free time available. To me, they're just a bunch of garbage, a bunch of trash, two-faced, backstabbing, ruthless, uncaring, heartless individuals. They take the knife, shove it in your heart, and then they twist it for good measure, so your heart will not be prepared. But anyway, I wish that all the new groups of lawyers would take these old fogey lawyers down, because I know that you're afraid that you're not going to have a job or you won't really be able to do anything that you really need to do. But I'm telling you, you new lawyers need to come out, and everybody needs to get together in the United States of America. And if you know that your case is based on fraud, reopen all the cases, get a class action lawsuit, and let's get millions and billions out of these garbage, get money out of them. And then you can pay off your tuition fee, and you can open up your own law firm. Lawyers out there, if you do that, then you could take down all these big lawyers and fill up your pockets and start your own business, whatever passion you may have. But I'm telling you, I have never met such lousy people in my whole entire life. CASA is completely useless. I'm not saying it's bad for everybody, but I have met some pretty lousy, uncaring people. It's really weird that the judges just leave the case, but they're so concerned and worried. Then you've got CASA leaving the case. You've got certain people that don't show up in court. We can't get heard. We're not really allowed to say everything that we want to say. For the first 3 years when CPS harassed us, we were told we were going to be bothered for 6 months, and they dragged it on for over 3 years. And they kept whispering in our ears, we can't hang out with you if you don't do what we say, if you don't go where we want you to go. We're going to take your kid. Constantly, every single month. Imagine having somebody you can't stand in your house, somebody that you have no respect for, or you completely want to discard in your house. It is agonizing. It's painful to be around people that you can't rely on, that you really don't trust, that you have completely no respect for. We have been forced to be around these people. They are trying to tell us what to do, and to spend time with our kids, they're trying to tell us what to do. And that digs into the taxpayers' pockets. I'm going to tell you something. When they're telling us to do all these different services, it's costing the taxpayers. We don't want to waste taxpayers' dollars. We're not rich, we're poor, but we know how it is to struggle out there and to pay bills and responsibility. So when they're forcing people that are poor to go to programs, when they're forcing people to pop pills that are going to kill them. Let me tell you something about these mental health pills. These pills are worse than alcohol, cigarettes, and illegal drugs, and they want to force people to take drugs. It's these pill companies that are pushing those pills at the doctors, and the doctors are thinking of ways to push the pills towards individuals. So it's really Cahootsville that we call this. And the reason they do this is to make a magnitude amount of money. And what they do is they give you health problems on purpose: high blood pressure, diabetes, Parkinson's disease, and various other health problems, thyroid conditions, and then it gives them a reason to tap into other drug companies in order to find remedies for the problems that they cause to begin with. So it's really about pill companies pushing pills on people that don't want them. They want you to have health problems. They want you to not enjoy your life. They want to take pleasure from you as a parent, and that's their goal. So, fellow Americans out there, anybody who's facing a new CPS case, if you can prove your case within the first 2 to 3 months, believe me, they're going to put the court date off up to 5 times. The only reason we signed was because we were paying my husband's sister for each day that she took off from wanting to come to court, like wanting to take a day off from work. We had to reimburse her financially each and every time. And I thought, wow, that's like $500 we had to pay her to not work because CPS put the court date off 5 times. Believe me, I want to save everybody out there the grief. Stop signing any papers that have to do with CPS. The lawyers are liars. The lawyers are sneaky. The lawyers only do this to keep their caseload up. When you send them information and documentation, they completely ignore it because I found letters not even opened. I've mentioned things to my lawyers before, and they didn't even bother to look. They do this for money, believe me, so they can drive those nice cars, pay for their homes. They get nice fat salaries. And these judges, they're too lazy to read. I'm telling you, they don't have time to read. But anyway, I do want to say, I thank each and every American out there, and I really want to save you the trouble because my life with CPS is pure hell, and the hell has not stopped. And I don't think it's ever going to stop because they're going to try to control our whole life, period, for at least the next 18 years. So I want to save everybody that trouble. When they walk off with your children and you try to get them back, don't sign. Please save yourself this heartache. I would not wish this heartache on my enemy. And I do want to thank each and every person out there for listening, but it's been a real nightmare with these people. It's been horrible. It's been unenjoyable. It's been the worst time in my life. I never thought that I'd have to beg to be a parent. I never thought that I'd have to try to prove something to other than my husband. They keep acting like we're 9 and 10 years old and that we need to be guided to watch our children. And to me, that's just horrifying. But I'll tell you one thing, the people that start this, they always want to cover them up. They never want their names to be mentioned. They never want the lies to be said in court. Because believe me, when I go to court November the 4th, and that will be at 1:30 at the courthouse down over there on 12th Avenue, believe me, I'm going to just be yapping away in court because I feel like I have no choice but to defend myself. But those people in there, I'll tell you, it's scamming the state.